Hello and welcome to Vegan Cafe 21. Today we are making millet mushroom burgers. So let me walk you through the ingredients. To make our burgers we need 1 pound of boiled millet. This is pearl millet that has been boiled in water with salt and black pepper. 1 pound of baby bella mushrooms. 1 pound of Julienned onions. Here I have 1 pound of boiled potatoes, 2 cups of washed cilantro leaves. If you prefer parsley over cilantro, you can substitute it with parsley. Here I have 1 large deseeded, deveined jalapeno pepper, and we are going to season our burgers very simply with 1.5 teaspoons of pink salt. You can adjust salt to your taste and liking. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and about 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. Now to make our burgers, we are going to first prepare our mushroom and onion mixture. So we need to saute our onions and mushrooms first. If you prefer, you can get already sliced baby bella mushrooms. These are washed mushrooms with the stems removed, and I'm going to quickly slice them and get them ready. On the stove top, I have this cast iron pan that I have placed on high heat. To this pan, I'm going to add enough olive oil to coat the bottom of this pan. To it, we are going to add our mushrooms and onions. And you want to saute them really quickly on extremely high heat. Now while our mushrooms and onions are sauteing, we will grate our potatoes in this bowl using a box grater. If you want to mash them, you can choose to mash them as well. Alright, so our potatoes have been grated and are ready alongside our boiled millet, and mushrooms and onions are looking good as well. As you can see, most of the moisture has evaporated away. We don't want to take them too far because we do need some moisture from our mushrooms and onions to moisten our burgers a little bit. So we are going to turn our heat off now. While our mushrooms and onions cool off just a little bit, we'll start working with the rest of our ingredients. So in this food processor, I'm going to add our jalapeno and cilantro, and we'll give it a quick pulse to chop them a little bit. We'll empty it out in a large enough bowl that can hold all of our ingredients to make our burgers. Don't worry about getting the bowl too clean because we need this for the rest of the job as well. So now we add our millet to this bowl. I'll also put a link for how to boil millet in the description box below, so feel free to check it out. And now we'll add our mushroom and onion to this bowl as well. Okay, give this a quick whirl. Alright, so now we empty this out. So I added about 3/4 of the sauteed mushrooms and onions into our millet and processed it, and I have reserved 25% of what we had sauteed to use as a topper for our burgers. We will grind about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and now add our salt, garlic powder, and red pepper flakes to it as well. Now we bring in our potatoes and mix everything thoroughly to incorporate all the ingredients. Now if your mix seems too wet to you and you want to firm it up a little bit, you can add some breadcrumbs to this mix. Also give it a taste test to adjust any seasoning at this point. If you want more heat, feel free to add more pepper flakes to your mix. And now we are ready to form our patties. So back to the pan, in which we sauteed our mushrooms and onions. I did not clean this pan yet. I have turned the heat back on under it. Now let's start forming our patties and placing them all on a plate before we start cooking them. We'll liberally grease the bottom of our cast iron skillet and then start placing our burgers on it. And once we place our patties, we will drizzle them with more olive oil on top. After a few minutes, we're going to start flipping them. Cook them from the other side as well. Everything in these burgers was cooked already, so there was nothing really to cook from inside. We were looking for a nice grilled look for our burgers. Let's get assembling. So I have these burger buns. If you want, you can put these buns in the same pan because there is still a lot of yumminess on the bottom of the pan. Okay, so you can get a little bit of color on these buns. But if you don't want to go through this step, you can prepare on the buns the way they are. All right, so let's assemble these burgers. So here I have some homemade spicy mayo. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on each side of our burger bun. Place a few leaves of baby spinach for the crunch. And now we can place our patty, a slice of tomato, and some of our grilled onions and mushrooms that we reserved, or sauteed onions and mushrooms in this case. If you want, you can also use some Violife. I really like that version of vegan cheese, and cover it like this. How's that for a burger? Now let's make one with cheese. Same thing, a little bit of spicy mayo on each half of the bun. And here I have a slice of Violife cheese. So I'm going to use one slice, just break it in half and put it on each half of our bun. And look at this beauty. There you have it, our millet mushroom burgers, one with vegan cheese, one without. Enjoy them with a salad or chips on the side. Some people like to put potato chips on their burgers. So have them the way you like them. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with more vegan favorites.